Hey, Ryan here, dressed in a traditional attire for a Kung Fu master, and today I'm going to impart a little bit of Kung Fu wisdom for you. Because wherever you're at right now, I bet you have some sort of big vision in mind of something that you're moving towards. Maybe it's something that you really want to bring into your life, or maybe it's something in your life that you want to release and let go of so that you can have more freedom. Whatever it is that you have in your vision that you're going after, maybe right now you feel like a Kung Fu warrior, battling, taking on challenges in order to move yourself forward constantly. And what I'm here to share with you today is some wisdom that wasn't made up by me, but rather by Buddha. So if you want to bring a little bit more of Buddha energy to your workflow, to your life, to help manifest things in a way that gives you vitality, creativity, and more energy, pay attention. Because thousands of years ago, Buddha helped people achieve enlightenment in a way which allowed them to move forward in their journey and to acquire things, but without that attachment that often leads to frustrations. Because I know you've been there as well as I, when we're expecting something to happen and really hoping for something, and then maybe it doesn't happen the way that we were expecting. Or maybe we can still get it, but there's some obstacles in the way that are frustrating us. Well, what was taught thousands of years ago and has worked for millions of people is something called the Four Noble Truths. They were called noble truths because you have to have a noble mind just to be able to contemplate them. So listen along and see if your mind is noble enough in order to invite these concepts into your heart. So that as you go after the big things that you want to achieve in your life, you'll be able to go after them with a sense of being centered. So that you can have both peace and prosperity. Now, Four Noble Truths. The first noble truth, the first truth that everyone has to get in touch with in order to pursue their goals in a way which is centered and peaceful, is that suffering exists. I know, shocker, right? Look, yeah, there's some parts in life where maybe, something happens and you weren't expecting it, or something didn't happen that was supposed to happen, and because of it, there's the emotions that come up with that. And rather than looking at life as if it's all going to happen perfectly and exactly as we expect it, we can look at life in a way that says, hey, things are going to happen. If I just deal with those things in a way which is centered, then I don't have to suffer from those things. And that is at the core of being non-attached to your vision. You can still take the actions necessary in order to achieve that vision, but by doing so in a detached way, no matter what happens at any given moment, it's okay. You can just keep moving forward. There's no use crying over spilt milk, as they say. So that's the first truth, is that suffering exists. Deal with it. The second truth is that there's a reason for that suffering. There's a reason why it is that people get all emotional when things don't go their way. And by understanding that there's a reason for suffering, that invites us to understand those reasons. And when we understand that, we can understand ourselves. See, the Four Noble Truths is about figuring out yourself so that you no longer have to blame somebody else or something because things aren't the way that you want them to be in your life. By taking responsibility for learning what the causes are for suffering, it then arms you to then be able to make better decisions and lead a more peaceful life. So that's the second truth, is that there's a reason for suffering. Figure it out. The third noble truth is that nirvana exists. That's the good news. There exists a state where you can be centered and tapped into your mindset in a way which gives you this incredible vitality, productivity, and like I mentioned, that peace and prosperity. And so just by knowing it exists, just by knowing it's possible to achieve nirvana, that state of peace and enlightenment, it really is heartwarming to know that. You can do it. It's possible. So do it. And the fourth noble truth is how you achieve that state of nirvana, that state of enlightenment, where you go around through life perfectly centered and full of energy. And that fourth noble truth is simply what you got to do. It's the path. It means that the path exists, and if you walk the path, you'll achieve the result. So the way that you can integrate this into your life right now is form a mental picture of whatever it is that you're going after, what it is that you want in your life. And as you make that mental picture with bright colors and vivid imagery, really imagine your life exactly as it's meant to be, where you're in alignment with your best self, where you're at your best, where people treat you the way you like to be treated, where you do things the way you like to do them. Just picture that now. And as you picture that in your mind, allow yourself to feel a sense of how you want that, and let the image inspire you without being attached to it. As you walk this path, you can take this view of how it is that you want things to be and allow it to melt into how it is that you view the present. Allow yourself to take that goal that you have, and instead of having it be something in the future that you got to get, allow it to be something in the present that's simply inspiring you. And as you're present to the warmth and inspiration of your dream, you're already on the path of enlightenment.